What's this one?
Was it ultimately a political decision for ministers?
My view is it was 100% a political decision.
Here's British Anthony Fauci, if you can imagine such
The British Anthony Fauci, please save us.
a thing, saying that the deployment of vaccines was 100% a political decision. Why that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, because they don't know what it was. Give me a second. The kettle is done. The kettle is done. The kettle is done. A cheeky one for the mouth, and a cheeky one for the tongue. Fucking hell! Couldn't think of hacking words, could I? Couldn't get them out. All right, Russell, give us more.
It was supposed to be a medical decision. If it's a medical decision, it's a personal decision, particularly if it's never been clinically trialled for transmission. The whole thing, therefore, was propaganda and an early indicator that global powers, sets of political state interests and corporate commercial powers are colluding to ensure that a series of crises will be used to prohibit and limit your freedom. Let me know in the comments and chat what you think they'll do. Do next and what this...
It's like a show of absolute power. Even the TikTok thing. As much as I don't give a fuck about TikTok, it just showed you their utter power.
AI mRNA technology is likely to contribute to that power. Here's Chris Whitty saying that vaccines was 100% a political decision.
VCOD, vaccine as a condition of deployment, in England had two aspects. One, the policy which was actually put into place of vaccine.
I had such a long break at that inquiry. They were doing that like last year. They've had months off from that. I remember that bloke now. Like, you don't...
Forgot about that guy. Fucking hell.
Get to the point. He's like, okay, so look, tell me why it wasn't that bad and we can just blame a couple of bad apples for all this.
Vaccine is a condition of deployment for
Marksman, my brother, how you doing, brethren?
persons
Hope everything's good.
working in care homes, and then subsequently there was a proposal to widen it out to the wider care and healthcare sector.
Waffling.
Was that an issue which ultimately was for the chief medical officer? And it's obvious that you gave advice, and I'm not going to go into the details of the advice. Or was it ultimately a political decision for ministers?
Man. Shit,
My view is it was 100% a political decision, but there was some clinical information that needed to precede it.
Still very bad. I've been taking medicine.
But ultimately, it's about essentially balancing two risks and rights against one another. The risk to an individual who's highly vulnerable being cared for by someone who, because they haven't got a vaccine, then...
This guy looks like one of them burn victims. You know, like when you have them burn victims and then they fix your face. He looks like that. Maybe he was. I'm making fun of him or whatever. I'm simply making an observation.
Has an infection and then passes it on.
Oh, that's amazing, because it's not clinically trialled for transmission, it never was. They're not even claiming that the vaccine would prevent you from giving it to another person, but that the vaccine might have prevented you from getting COVID.
What? They're just making up shit now, bro.
In the first place, and therefore protecting other people, and therefore being a social duty and obligation. But let me ask this. Is there anyone out there watching this that obediently and regrettably, like Andrew Schultz, took that vaccine and then got COVID anyway?
Yeah. I do. I know a few people at workplace, mate. They went running to get the vaccine. I ain't had a single vaccine in my fucking life. Never had COVID. Ever. I've never ever had COVID. What's COVID? Geezers at work running to get the vaccine. Yeah, you got COVID the next day, geezer. They gave you COVID, you shitter. You was fine yesterday. Go on, run and get that vaccine, you fucker. And the 75 boosters. The latest boosters are out.
Right? Did you ever hear of that happening? Like, all right, there you go then. So the whole argument is moot.
So that's the risk to the person who's been cared for versus the risk to the individual that they're...
Nah, it's a fucked up cold. Or there's a flu going around. I can't remember its name. They made some flu name. I don't know, Nora or some shit. The Nora flu, some shit.
Right.
Flu Nora. Sounds like a fucking tornado.
To essentially not...
Fucking Nora's coming. Shit.
Not have a medical procedure or lose their job.
Oh, bloody Nora. It had to be done, bro.
Job is protected.
That's the whole argument of having a state, is where do the common interests...
When you tested it, did it come negative, yeah? Yeah, what is it, like a flu then? Like a terrible flu? Or you tested and it came positive? Man's got COVID.
...impede on individual freedom. That's one philosophical
What even is COVID, though?
question is...
Did you get any boosters? Did you get any hacking vaccines?
And then the next one is, do you trust the state to aggregate and calculate where your individual freedoms and the freedom of a community align?
No, I don't. And when they start saying stuff, it's for your safety, that's when you know it ain't.
The answer to that question is, no, I don't. And neither do you. You don't want the state having that power. That should be your power.
Because then soon the state will start saying, you know what? You don't even have to think. Don't even think. In fact, if you think, we'll arrest you.
And God's power. And if your power's not informed by God, you'll make terrible choices. I can tell you that from personal experience. But that doesn't mean that you should give it to the state and pretend that the state is a kind of God. Listen to the crazy way they talk. That's the first time I've understood, though. If you get a vaccine, then you might not get COVID. Well, don't people get COVID anyway? Yes, but that's not the point.
Yeah, but that's not the point. You better just do it because Pfizer's making billions.
So... Therefore, if you saw an old and vulnerable person who's also had the vaccine, and that should prevent them getting COVID, you might think, because that's how you're...
No, you were mistaken, because that vaccine was to save them, not you. Stay away from them. What? What is this disease? We don't know.
Claiming the vaccine works.
We've pulled it out our arse.
Well, then, that person won't get COVID from you, because you've
Wuhan.
got the vaccine, haven't you? So if you...
Blame the Chinese.
You didn't do it, you're evil and racist and you're the next Hitler.
True. Everything he's saying here is so true, man. At this point, what can you do, bro? You just sit and laugh, bruv. You sit and laugh at the stupidity of the cinema that is society. Man's got COVID, fam. Fuck's sake, bro. Did you have a booster or anything, or the vaccine or anything like that, bruv? Hopefully it passes soon. Fucking COVID. But I thought that shit was done. I thought they were going to come out with the new COVID. The COVID 2025. I thought they were going to roll out that patch. But I don't know. They still might. The year's still young.
Well, all right, I did get the vaccine, and I still got COVID. Then I saw that person who had also had the vaccine, and they still got COVID.
Yeah.
And they died a couple of...
I remember, bruv, my family ran that time. I think it was... either a wedding or a funeral or something. There was a gathering. I can't really remember. I think it was a funeral, to be honest. A few years ago, man, during the COVID shit. We all went there, pay our respects and that. Everyone got COVID. I swear on my mother's life, everyone got COVID, except for a few of us. I didn't get COVID and a couple of others didn't get COVID. But everyone got COVID. I was like, right, you lot are cursed, bruv. Whatever you lot are doing, I'm doing the opposite. I'm continuing doing what I'm doing. Shit. Hey, I appreciate the follow. Elephant. I thought that was a T. Look, I'm going blind, man. Soon I might need glasses, you know. Honestly, on a real one, I might need glasses soon. Because when I was younger, there was something in the food. Yeah, it's something in the food. Something, I don't know, bro. Something in their diet. Fuck knows, bro. But whatever I'm doing, I'm going to continue doing it, bro. Because it's not, you know, it's working. It's effective.
Years later.
But yeah, when I was younger, there was a fear that I needed glasses. I had to get my eye tested. So I think as I get older, I'm going to need glasses. Fuck, I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to be one of them, bruv.
Of myocarditis. So it's beginning to...
Fucking glasses down here. I've had calls. Hey, love. You got to put them up. Oh, I start looking like that.
Sound like the whole thing was based on dubious science at best and malfeasance at worst, and not actually worse, because totally the worst would be the whole concoction was an attempt to experiment with how much power could be asserted without
100%, bro. I totally agree with what you're saying here. 100%. That's how I think about it, bro, with this COVID shit, with the lockdown shit and all of that. It was an exercise of their power. Test run, so to speak.
Without significant resistance. The resistance came, though, and it was diffuse and peculiar and primarily originated out of independent media. Most of us recall the epochal moment where we saw, say, Robert Malone on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, let's face it, was pretty central.
And actually, if you really think about it, a great come-up for independent media was the COVID fiasco, the COVID cinema bullshit. That shit was crazy for independent media because there was so much bullshit on mainstream media that the independent media boosted so high because the people were so fed up of the bullshit media, you know, the legacy media. They looked for any outlet, and there was there. With their tinfoil hats, they was there.
During this
I was there.
time, and ultimately came to the conclusion
saying stuff like, what the fuck's COVID? Joking.
That even if they...
No, I was saying shit like, don't get a vaccine. Don't get booster 772. Don't get the latest booster that just dropped 4 seconds ago. Stop it. You've got 59 boosters. It's enough. Eat healthier. That's what I was saying.
And at some point...
You know, meanwhile, while I'm eating unhealthy. So do as I preach, not as I do.
Thought that vaccine was effective.
As I do saves me. It's good for me.
Long before they stopped recommending it, in particular to certain communities like young people, for example, young men who are at risk of myocarditis and don't need to get it for themselves. Do you also recall all of the various media moments where they tried to sort of pull back a little bit and reframe it? And that's now actually finding its full expression through the LA Times story, where the LA Times are sort of pretending that they've...
Him. Absolute cocaine nostrils, bro. Tunnels.
Always really loved.
And do you know who else I've noticed has got him, bro? Our boy Charlie, Moist, Critical. He's got one nostril bigger than the other. He literally loves Charlie. I could tell.
Bobby Kennedy. If they could destroy Bobby Kennedy, they would. If they could destroy you, they would. If they could control everybody by claiming that they're protecting you, they would. And they will continue to find ways.
It's for your good. It's for your safety that we're doing this. Listen, you fucking peasant. That's the next step. That goes, for your safety we're doing this. It's for you that we're doing this. For your health and safety. We're saving your life. Then it's, shut up, you peasant. Get over there. And then it's, don't say a word. Then it's, don't think a word. Then it's, open up, thought police.
To do that. I don't know, let me know in the comments in the chat what you think, whether the Trump administration will be a significant bulwark and prophylactic against that kind.
I think all politics is bullshit. It's a public show of charadery and bullshittery, of fuckery. If you peep behind the curtain, you can see the wizard working his magic, so to speak.
Kind of insidious desire.
So I particularly don't care about them. I care about them as much as they care about me.
For global power, but I hope that it will be. That's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat? If you're watching us on Locals, thank you. If you're watching us on Rumble Premium, thank you. I'm back.
Dude is 25% nostril. Look at that. I can't see his face. Is that his mouth open or is that his nostril open? We don't know. It's a mystery. Russell, sort it out, please.
Days from the
But I think he's found Christ now, innit? So no more cocaine for you, boy. Stop doing cocaine.
Inauguration.
It's not good for you, man.
And surely
do ayahuasca instead. Look at that. I need cocaine. That's what he says. I need. That's a pause on need.
Judgment Day from all those scammers and blackguards that benefited during the pandemic. Yes, the COVID reckoning is upon us.
Man's got the evolved Scooby-Doo bracelet. Remember these Scooby-Doos? Man got the evolved one, special edition.
And it's time for you.
I can't get it in focus, but look at it.
To get the
look, I can't get it in focus. Look. Extreme. Limited edition, bro.
Spike Detox. Whether you're suffering from severe side effects or experiencing long COVID,
long COVID? What's that? Long COVID, short COVID? This is long COVID today. COVID is non-binary, you see. Some days it's short, all right? It's heightist. Stop being heightist.